the India-United States trade deal is not just about trade, despite its nomenclature, but also of matters strategic, became clear when the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, soon after his February 3rd meeting with Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, expressed Washington's interest in, and I quote, expanding bilateral and multilateral cooperation through the Quad. Now, the mention of Quad, which is short for Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, is definitely not a slip and is deliberate by design, indicating where the interests of the two nations lie. Loosely structured around as an anti-Chinese mooring, Quad was a flagship policy of Donald Trump during his first term as US President. It was aimed at curtailing Chinese influence and paramountcy in the Indo-Pacific. The four Quad countries, India, the United States, Australia, and Japan, state their commitment for a free, open, and inclusive Indo-Pacific, as well as a rules-based international order. These are euphemisms that China thinks are directed against it. Taking pot shots, China has even termed the Quad as a mini NATO in the Indian Ocean. On the other hand, the announcement of the Indo-United States trade deal after protracted negotiations has important ramifications for military cooperation and collaboration between the two nations. There could be fast-tracking of the General Electric GE F404 engines for Indian Tejas Mark 1A fighter aircraft, even as the Indian Air Force faces the huge challenge of scarcity of combat aircraft. In place of a mandated 43 fighter squadrons, it has only about 30 now. A prime reason for the Tejas fighters not being able to maintain the deadlines was the slowing down of the supply of GE F404 aero engines. The frost in the bilateral ties, exemplified by tariff barriers being erected by the US, had also put into question the easier collaboration in General Electric 414 aero engines, but that are planned to be fitted into the Tejas Mark II aircraft. The technology transfer and a joint venture deal to produce GE F414 aero engines was signed in June 2023. India already fields sufficient military hardware from the US, which includes the AH-54 Apache attack helicopters, the CH-47 or the Chinook transporter, C-130J, and the C-17 Globemaster III. These are all heavy transport planes, and also the P-81 Neptune for long-range maritime reconnaissance, the AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, Stingers, Javelin missiles, besides the MQ-9A Reaper, M777 artillery guns, and a range of ammunition. With ties on the upswing now, there is every possibility that military ties and collaborative production affairs between India and the United States would also head northwards.